Hi everybody, you guessed it, I'm walking to Basic Fit on the Champs-Elysees again, and I thought I would just take advantage of the moment to talk to you all and check in. Everything's going great, especially at work. I'm getting a raise. So, we need to talk about this Epstein thing. Been following this because of course I care about the United States, so I follow the news in the United States. And I'm getting the impression that the Epstein thing, a lot of people are talking about it as like, oh my God, is this the line? Is this the line where like the MAGA people might actually, break with Trump? And I just, have some thoughts about that as a narcissistic abuse survivor, and having learned a lot about narcissistic abuse. And okay, so there's no line, but there is a shelf. There's a shelf when you are, because I identify strongly with these people. I identify strongly with the MAGA cult because I was in a cult of my own when I was, thank God that's over. Anyway, there's a shelf. I forget the name of the researcher who came up with this concept. But the idea is that, and in my experience, this is indeed how it works. The narcissist is busy spinning an alternative reality in which, they're all the best person ever, right? In order to support their false sense of self as this incredible person. And the target, the victim, the person who's probably closest to them and being abused, the cognitive dissonance starts to build up and build up. What I mean by that is that the story that they're asked to believe by this person that they care about, and reality that they can see with their own senses, and the gap just it's not an alignment. It's just widening, let's say. Okay, so and what happens is that to make the cognitive dissonance go away, the target takes the troubling thoughts and sticks them on a shelf in the back of their mind. Okay, so people are saying today, really, Epstein is the line. Epstein is the line. What about Russia, and what about E. Jean Carroll, and what about, yes. See, all of that has been sitting on the shelf. Okay, they took it and they stuck it on the shelf where they didn't have to think about it. But the thing is about the shelf is that it can only hold so much. Okay, and after a certain point, if too much is added to the shelf, it collapses. And when it collapses, the individual is left questioning all of it, realizing that they might have been taken, realizing that they might have been scammed all along. It's a horrifying realization. It took me a year of traveling abroad, being away from toxic people, for me to even start, for me to even start understanding how badly I was being treated. And in the end, this is my roommate Melanie, who pointed out that I was being gaslit in a conversation that I had on a video call. And so was that the line? No. But realizing what gaslighting is, realizing what had taken place in that conversation, that was just the one additional weight that the shelf couldn't support. And so it all collapsed. And I realized, oh my God, I have to block this person from my life. Actually, this is really not good. So, if it's true, and if the cognitive shelf has collapsed for people over in the MAGA camp, what can I say? It's going to be one of the most horrendous experiences that they have ever lived through. I just really, if it's true and their cognitive shelf has collapsed, then the amount of shock and shame and like the world view being just shaken at their foundations should not be underestimated. And so I guess I just want to explain a bit, at least from my experience, of how, honestly, when my cognitive shelf collapsed, I had a flare-up of PTSD for 2 weeks. It was really scary, and it was really bad. So I guess just keep that in mind. If it's true, don't give them a hard time. Realizing that coming to grips with these truths is a really enormous psychological task. Give them space and a little grace and compassion, I guess, is what I want to say. I hope it's true. I hope the cognitive shelf has collapsed. And to anyone who's experiencing that right now, yeah, it sucks. It's really, really hard. But it does get better. It does get better. And in time, not right away, but in time, you'll learn really valuable lessons that you'll be able to bring to the rest of your life. And the rest of your life will benefit as a result of it. But yeah, don't rush it. It's a shitty moment for sure. I feel you.